Hey, it's Armando with Security Owners Group, and we are doing business by the bar. We're talking business by the bar. I've been trying a new thing, which is I'm going to start introducing what I'm pouring before I start talking, right? And I try to make it relevant somehow. I'm sure a few of these times I'm just going to pick something I enjoy drinking, right? But today, I'm going with an MGP bottle of bourbon called Off Hours. The reason for that, is because sometimes we just have off hours. They say it's for the times in between, but I think it's relevant to the story that I'm about to tell you. This past week, we had a snowstorm, big snowstorm, got roughly about a foot of snow. Frigid temperatures on Friday, it got down to like -2 or -6 or some other stupid thing. This is the kind of weather that tells me that I'm moving to Florida, or I threaten every year around January, February, screw this, I'm getting out of Indiana, I'm moving to Florida. It never happens, but that's what I threaten every year like clockwork, right? It's usually when the weather gets to about 0 and we get, a boatload of snow on the driveway. So I thought, you know what, I'll plan ahead. I'll take the minivan, because the truck is really too big to fit into the garage, and I don't want to figure out how to get, 3,600 feet of snow off a truck without scratching it. And so I took the Mazda. Kids were here at the house, and it fits all of them. It's nice, it's easy, it fits in the garage, it'll stay warm, no big deal. Well, we go through the snowstorm, and then Saturday, of course, what do kids want to do? They want to go sledding. So off to sled we go, right? And the roads were okay, not terrible, but when we get there, we spend about an hour sledding, and it's time to go. Everybody's frigid, right? Like, hands are red, faces are red, snot is plastered all over everything. The kids are just like having a blast, and they're totally disgusting. So good thing I didn't have the truck. But we go to get in the minivan, and one of the sliding doors doesn't close. Okay, great. So I fiddle with the latch. I try to figure out what's going on. It's done this before, usually when it gets really cold, but I thought I had it fixed, and apparently I didn't. Well, you can't drive around with a sliding door open and kids in the back. That's not going to work. Okay, so we figure out how to get to my office, and I figure, okay, no big deal. I've got another vehicle. I've got the truck. Load everybody in the truck. Drop the minivan off to get the latch repaired and head on home. Well, get to the office and the truck has been plowed in, so I can't get it out. So what do? I start shoveling, I start rocking the truck back and forth, I start doing all of the tricks that you learn after so many years to get a car unstuck, right? So I realize now I forgot to pour, so I'm gonna do that first before anything else. That is good stuff. Anyways, first vehicle, door doesn't open, or doesn't close. I spent about 45 minutes trying to get that truck unstuck. And that goes against what I'm going to talk about, right? I got emotional. I got really pissed off that somebody plowed in my truck. I wasn't thinking straight. If I had looked, I said, "There's no way I'm getting out of here. This thing's got low profile tires. It's not gonna make it out." Instead, I fought with it for 45 minutes, maybe longer, while my kids and their mom stared at me and looked at me like I'm crazy, because I was getting really pissed off. At the end of the day, I wasted 45 minutes. I got all heated and pissed off, and I didn't resolve a single problem, right? So here's the thing. That's not different than what all of us goes through in business, okay? We all have a certain set of resources. In my case, I had a minivan and I had a truck. We all have a plan, right? Okay, well, the minivan's broken. We'll hold the door shut, get it over there, swap the van out for the truck. I can take the kids home and good to go. Well, in real life, much as in business, sometimes your resources aren't enough, and sometimes your plan doesn't work out, right? Sometimes a technician throws a curveball at you. Sometimes a customer throws a curveball at you. Sometimes a vendor says, "Oh, it'll be there on February 26th," and then February 26th they send you an email saying, "Sorry, it's back ordered till July." That happens. So what did I accomplish by getting super pissed off? Absolutely nothing. I wasn't pissed off at like my kids. I wasn't pissed off at anybody who was around me. I was just pissed off that I had to go through all this, that my plan didn't work, that life somehow had the gall to take my plan and say, not good enough, right? It didn't solve a thing. So I spent a lot of time since then trying to figure out, okay, how could I have handled that better, right? I could have accepted the help, the offer for the ride home from my kid's mom. I could have not gotten pissed off and tried to find an easier way to get the truck out. I could have, borrowed a shovel from one of the businesses across the street instead of trying to do it with my boot. I could have stopped, observed the situation, and said, isn't that interesting? That plan didn't work. I wonder why. What can I do differently? What can I change about this? And the answer to that question is always the same, because there's only one thing that you have control over, and that is your perspective and your reaction, right? So if your perspective is, why is all this stuff happening to me? Why do I keep hiring bad people? Why do my employees keep turning out to be liars? Why does this happen to me? Why that? Why am I not profitable? Why am I not this? Instead of saying, what can I do to attract better employees? Or saying, what can I do to improve profitability? Or saying, what can I do for the employees I already have to help them step up, right? People have a tendency to say, why is this happening to me? It's not. Life is just happening. And if you can change your perspective on that, then you'll start to see opportunities to solve those problems and move forward and perhaps land in a better place, right? So there's something that I'm going to end this with. I'm going to take a little sip of the Off Hours bourbon. Oh, I like that. And then I'm going to end this with a story. This is a Japanese story, and I posted it on Facebook, just my personal Facebook thing, so I was thinking about it this weekend. And it's Chinese. Sorry, I think I said Japanese. There's a Chinese farmer whose horse runs away, and all the neighbors come by and say, "Oh, isn't that terrible? Isn't that bad?" And the Chinese farmer says, "Maybe." Right? And then the next day, the horse comes back, and it brings back 7 horses with it, 7 wild horses. And the village people come over again and they say, "Oh, isn't that wonderful?" And the farmer says, "Maybe." The next day, the farmer's son is out trying to tame one of those horses, and he gets thrown off the horse and he breaks his leg. And the villagers again come over and they say, "Oh, isn't that terrible?" And the farmer says, "Maybe." Well, the next day, the conscription officers come to recruit people for the military by force, and they pass over his son because he has a broken leg. And all of the villagers come over again and they say, "Oh, isn't that wonderful?" And the farmer says, "Maybe." Right? It's all perspective. Try not to judge things as good or bad. At the end of the day, that door could have delayed me and kept me from getting in a really bad accident. It could have been much, much worse, and I had no idea of what was avoided, right? Try to keep your head on straight. Try to keep perspective. Try not to judge the moment. Try to just look at what the learning is and what the change that can happen from that moment, and how you can use it to grow yourself and grow your business. Cheers. I'm Armando with Security Owners Group. If you like the stuff I talk about, go ahead and subscribe, and join our free group on Facebook. I believe it's facebook.com/groups/SOG free. If not, just look up Security Owners Group on Facebook. Either way, I'll talk to you later.